Everyone, welcome back to another Block Bro video, and today I'm going over the first of 6 videos this week. Um, this one's going over my Chapter 1 map. Wait, you can't see it here. You'll see it in here. This is actually, in each of these videos, I'll be going over, like, the best version of each map. So for Chapter 1, it would be Season 8. Later on, I might do videos going over all the ones that are kind of simpler, like in their most simple form. But to start off, we're going with every single one of the best versions of each map. And this one is definitely going to be a little bit of a longer one just because there are a lot of areas in this map that are not very known, I suppose. But to start off, I believe we should start off with the center city. Now, this POI used to just be known as the Kingdom of Tortean. That's spelt wrong. It's actually supposed to be E and A. There we go. Which technically, if you were actually pronouncing it, it would be Tortean, but no, actually no. We have a little like pumpkin farm area here, but that doesn't really matter. I do believe Chapter 1 began right when the aquatic update came out. So that was quite a while ago. By the way, I used to play Minecraft in its earlier days a lot. I think I started about 2 years after it came out, so, you know, just as a little explanation. You'll also see how my building has improved as we go throughout each chapter. But I will quickly go over each chapter theme. Chapter 1 is medieval, which is, I guess it's more Minecrafty medieval. It's way less actual medieval. There's a bunch of these random builds around. We won't go over those, honestly. But Chapter 2 is sort of futuristic, but same with the kind of keeping the modern feel. Chapter 3 is Sky Island themes. There's not really a theme. Originally, it was going to be steampunk, but then I changed my mind because I just kind of wanted it to be simple. Chapter 4 is primal themed, or more primarily nature themed. Chapter 5 is Greece, and a little bit of Rome, a little bit of Italy in there. Chapter 6 is all over the place. There's not really a theme that was present. It was, as for season 1 though, it was a Viking theme. Hello there, cow. I don't know why cows are spawning right now. But that's no big deal. And then Chapter 7, which is the one we're in now, is a European theme. But it's primarily more Eastern European, because Chapter 6 was more Western European, so yeah. Without further ado, let's just get straight into this. I'll show my favorite view of each village. This is my favorite view of Tortean. Tortean is the largest city on this map. But yeah. To start off, let's kind of like go over the outskirts. What is connected to Tortean? Let's go over the Tortean school first. There's also these earthquakes. Those don't really correspond to anything. But I also had this giant cross-country path. Maybe it would be cool to run across that at some point. Actually will reveal there used to be an old version of the school. Breaking stuff doesn't really matter for me though. Before it was destroyed by earthquakes. So that's the story of that. Anyway, as we go up here, this is the main hall for the college, or for the school. There is a college on this map of very similar proportions. We kind of have a bathroom. Oh, girls. Wait, where's the boys? Oh, this is the boys. Oh, yeah. And they kind of drop down into these. Now, don't ask what that Podzel's acting as, because... But yeah. Very, very simple. And then we have this small little, like, gazebo area. Everything is kind of made of wood and stone because, you know, medieval. But you will eventually realize that there's a lot of stuff. I misspelled concert, but this is the concert room. It's cool. Band, I guess. There's that lever. Wait, that lever did something. Wait. Hold on. No, I think I remember. Oh, I knew it. Wait, what was down here? Oh, crap. I don't even know what was down there. Um, there are some aspects to the story that will not make sense to me because they are cut. But I didn't mean to switch it to sunrise. My apologies. Actually, no. If it, you know what, we're gonna keep it rainy, and we'll just go along with it. I misspelled concert. That's embarrassing. Uh, but let's go back inside. I don't know what this is. I bet that used to be a bush, or that was planned to be a bush. I just never built it. Going up the stairs, we do have the training room. Now, this training room is for, like, knights. Actually, wow. Okay. I do actually enjoy the look of this. Let's quickly turn off the rain and see what this building looks like with, like, shadows, because it probably looks pretty. So maybe we just keep the rain off. Yeah, that's nice. Very cool. This is probably how it would be when you actually walk into the school. Back here, I don't remember building much of this. Back here we have what it look. Yeah, it looks like. Oh, I don't know why I split the genders for knights. Probably because it's medieval, honestly. Actually, it doesn't really make sense. But we have some archer training rooms. Ooh, I was doing some different stuff here. Yeah, the start of my journey was around this time. A building, anyway. And technically my story. I will have a storyline explanation at the start of Chapter 8, so if stuff doesn't make sense now, it most definitely will at some point. These were definitely supposed to be some bushes. Either the leaves disappeared in an update, or something has gone terribly wrong. Oh, we have the first stairwell. What's over here? Band room. This is a much better room than the concert room down there. Okay. And then we have this little staircase. I do believe... Oh, what the heck is... Okay, there are some things that are a little jacked up in my building, but it's okay. I don't... Wait, was this supposed to be empty? I don't know. Oh, we have... advanced education. And... I don't like those trapdoor things. And some science and reading stuff. We have Math 3. Social Studies. These... Wow. Tortean's Advanced. Hall of Fame. There were paintings up here at some point. It might have glitched out while I was transferring this world to some other console or something like that, but that's the school. Moving along, we have these things, and these things are actually cut from the lore. A lot of this stuff is going to be cut from the story, and you'll realize that. Actually, I don't think these were cut from the lore. These were called rift beacons. Now, this is my original version of a rift beacon, but at some point, I might show the new version. They would create rifts in the sky, and they would plop down things from different realities. So, yes, like I said in my first video going over, like, Chapter 7, there is some inspiration from Fortnite, but don't worry, it's mostly changed. Somehow, someway, that looks like the only... Oh, no, there's a little pond back here. There's 2 areas full of water that are going down. I think this was the final one, and I think this was hinting toward... No, this was the first one. So, yeah, this was hinting towards Chapter 2. I had Chapter 2 planned way ahead of time. That's a lie. Oof, the reflections. And I'm pretty sure my little sister built this. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, the lore is this used to be a mining facility. You'll realize that over here. Actually, I'm pretty sure this did go really far down and might have even had a mine shaft that it connected to, but I don't quite remember. I do believe that was the first one, though. Before we get into the city, let's go over to the cemetery. Now, I think this cemetery has some lore, because we have this little thing here. Now, I'm not 100% sure what this is. And wait. Find the skulls and sand of soul. Alright, well, I'm not very, at this point, I wasn't very good at hinting towards stuff. I don't know why these are here. If I were building it today, half this stuff would look better, but also that would not be there. Oh my god. I had names for everyone who died. Lynx. Gumdummer. Oh, Bumdummer. Capricorn. Joom. Giraham. Shirley Plethros. Okay, there's some lore here that I've forgotten, but it's okay. Yeah, we are not gonna go over any of these. I don't like that one. Florida, all right. Chad, Karma, okay. Farter, okay. Wow. Karen, Ender, all right. We aren't being very. These were some terrible names. Gum. Decede. There, yeah. There's some words here. There's some names. We have this little thing now. I do believe none of this is oxidized. So it was just oxidizing over time. This did come in around season 7, I do believe. So yeah, or perhaps season 8. Now this was when RTX was revealed. So I was fully assuming that I would have the shadows, and now that I do, it's nice. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, you can get onto the roof. That is not something I expected. The church, this is what it was. Very simple. Very cool. We have this small Tortean house. Now, there's a lot of these Tortean houses around that we aren't really going to go over. There's a pig pen. I do think I wanted to turn this little area into a jungle because this actually used to look a lot different. This was the barge, and I actually took inspiration from a fella named Grian. And maybe, just a hint to a new POI in Chapter 8, you might be seeing a returning version of this, which looks a lot better. Yeah, I do not remember making this. But yeah, very, very simple. Looks like it actually turns into a barge over here. Oh my gosh, there's an upstairs. Whoa, it's like a mall. Wow, this place is cool. First mall of the entire story. Now, I don't really know. Oh, you are able to get up there. Wait, future castle wall display? Hold on. What? Wait. I lied. Maybe I broke it at some point. I don't know. Here's a little Christmas thing. I always do something for Christmas, Halloween, sometimes Easter, sometimes Thanksgiving. Nope. The other thing. Forgot about it, but it's okay. Beer, wine. Okay, water is also cool. We have some more Tortean homes. I was definitely not very advanced, but yeah. Also, this is a building that shows up once every chapter. Now, I realize that it's kind of changed. This is usually on the back over here, but it's okay. But yeah, this shows up once every chapter, and the clock tower shows up once every chapter, and they will always remain throughout a chapter. So that's just a little bit of stuff. Now, I actually don't want to go over every single one of these houses, but this one I do want to go over. Because this is a mansion. And the mansion's cool. So yeah, we have this stuff. Down here, I do believe we have a bedroom. Yeah, just the basement. I think we have a bedroom under the stairs. I'm a liar. No, I think there is one. No, actually. Ooh, I was kind of cooking with that. I like the high roof. Um, I actually do think I built this as a tutorial. Oh my goodness. Okay, if you would like me to make some videos showing tutorials of these incredibly simple houses, because they are very simple, probably like 5 minutes to build one, I would love to do that. I would love to do some tutorials on this stuff. So yeah, if you would like to see that. Here's some like Halloween stuff. It was like fall when I added that. Here we have the clock tower. That crafting table isn't in the newer designs, but everything else about this remains the exact same, other than those oak planks. There's also holes in there in those. We have some ice. I don't understand. I don't understand why I didn't just like use the /fill command to just change a bunch of stuff with the water, but or with the snow and ice and stuff, but I didn't. We have another basement here, a little bedroom. This actually was one of my favorite houses to build because it was very different from some of the other ones. Because I don't know, it was just fun. Almost like blacksmithy. Why doesn't that go all the way over there? You know what? I'm not gonna ask questions. We have this farmstead. This was not. Oh no. This was okay. So the farm was built by my little sister and her friend, but this was made by me. So yeah. I won't really go over any more houses because none of them are really different. There used to be a fountain here. I think it got bombed. I don't. I don't know. And then we have this other rift stabilizer, and actually, something you'll realize if I go up, this piece of land I do believe came from there. I think it was this. Huh. Was it that? I think it was. Yeah, it was definitely that. And I just kind of copied it, placed it over there, and changed it a bit. I don't really know why, but I did. We have this horrendous looking treehouse. This is something I will not do a tutorial on. I'm sorry. This is awful. But yeah, very simple. I'm not really going to go over much of it. Very, very fun. Very fun. Now we hit the castle. This is the most intricate build on this map. So let's just take a gander from what the perspective of a younger person would be. We also have this little like thing right here. So if I was a human being walking along this, I would go over to the stable. Wait, I think these horses have names. Noel and Aro. Oh shoot. Some names, let's just say that. We have this. Oh my Lanta, I forgot how big chapter 1 was. Okay. I'm gonna do some videos later on going over the other parts of this map. Oh my golly, oh goodness. I think every map had a theme. In the season 1 map, or the main map, it was just kind of a mix of all. This one was foresty, which was season 2, and then this one was kind of water themed, and this one was kind of like, I think, tropical themed, and I think this one was mountainous. This one was clearly desert. This one was, I think, temple themed. This one was Sky Island themed, and this one was just random. Honestly, I don't even remember what happened here. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of a brief explanation. We have a library over here, very simple. A kitchen. What's in these? I think these are just exits. And actually, I think this is when I actually fully started developing the story. Season 8 was really the beginning of the story. But if we go down here, you'll notice some blue energy from something called the 0 point. Oh golly, OG. That's something I stole from Fortnite. Oh glee. But yeah, this is also just a prison cell. And also, I would like to kind of go over some of the story real quick, because some of it won't make sense. But this was actually originally, or the Tortean was owned by a group called the SEO. They were the main villains of the story before they were defeated by the main character, blah 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 blah, and they were ruled by Zero, who actually, spoiler alert, was actually someone named Mesmer, and there's a lot of lore regarding him, so we are not going over that. Over here we kind of have the mini bedroom. Yeah, we have a wash house, and then I think over here we actually have a full blacksmith. Yeah. And then how do I get... Oh my gosh, this place is amazing. I think this is how we get up. Yeah. So we have some ladders going up, and they go up the rafters. And this... Yes, this leads to floor 3, which floor 3 is just a church, and I do believe it exits out onto the upper balconies, which actually lead over to the grand wall. But yeah, it's as you go up, very simple. And then we have the kind of like the main dining room. There are no lights in here, but that's okay. And then right here, I think, yeah, you're also able to do that. But you may notice there's another bridge. Oh yeah, get up here. You have dog room, animal room, whatever that. What is this? What? I don't even know. But we have one of the children's bedroom here. I think this was important to the story at some point. And I actually think it might have been... No, this is the main... That would have been Zero's thing. What the heck's going on here? So yeah. That's a little bit of the castle there. But if we go around this side, we have some gardens, and we actually have some other stuff. This is a bar, if you couldn't tell. Oh, actually a library as well. So we have a bar up here. And then, yeah, just a small garden. Actually, I really like this garden. Maybe I should do something to do with this again. We have the night training area. And something there. I don't know. Some of this stuff is kind of added. That's kind of a stupid thing to say, but yeah. If I'm not mistaken, there is something down here. Now, I don't remember what this was. Why are there barriers? Yeah, I have no idea what this was. But it's there. Let me just say that. And then we just have a little fountain over here. And we actually have a kind of like the king's court. So that's his throne, and you go blah blah blah, warriors, kill these people, probably. Something like that. And then we have this wall. This wall took actually quite a while to make. I'm not sure why, but it did. You can see a little bit of Breath of the Wild inspiration, by the way. Yeah. And that is the first city. Don't worry, every other city is a lot smaller, so we won't have to go over too much after this. If we go over here, we have Barren. Now, this is actually called Barren Basin. Like, that place is called Tortean Town. But yeah, this is Barren Basin. The super, like... Oh, fell in an earthquake. The desert village. Your adventure is over. That is ominous. I think this was a hotel. And you will definitely see a lot of like, Middle East inspiration. Middle East was a very, very fun way to build. But yeah, we have some stuff down here. I don't know what this is. Okay, lava. That's cool. But yeah, we have this little pond here. I think this is the fisherman's hut. Oh yeah, we have this. What the heck happened here? Oh, wait. Yeah, I think this broke into the house and it flooded it. So, yeah. But we have this, and... What the heck? No, this is not... Oh, there it is! Okay, yeah. So this is the main, like, tunnel thing. And actually, once you got into here, there was a little bit of, like, a sand thing where it would, like, trap you. But you also had all this stuff. Oh, yeah, rifts. Rifts are officially in my story now. And then you have this giant cave, like an actual huge cave. And sadly, it looks like it got cut off because of the update. But because of the Caves and Cliffs update. But this actually did kind of go down into caves below. But clearly that has been removed. So yeah. And we're gonna break through here. It's my build, plus this is not in use anymore. We just have some stuff here. What the heck's going? Oh, sorry. Oh, hello. But yeah, very, very simple. Not much going for this town. But that leads me to the third town I built. We're actually gonna go in chronological order. This place is known as Florenda. Florenda is pretty, but not when there's ice. It is an incredibly gorgeous area. And I actually think I made all the prismarine blocks together look pretty cool. There is an underwater little basement thing to a house, I think. I also think I might have just lied. So yeah. But we have this little, like, thing here. Yeah, that's what that is. A thing. But actually, the castle acts as an aquarium of sorts. And also, the aquarium used to have a little entrance or exit for the little fishies. So the fishies could escape. Flipper, Clipper, and Tipper. No. No. Stop. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tipper. But yeah. And then we actually have the top, which is like the actual bedroom. So yeah. But that really is all that is there for that village. We kind of have this thing, which is cool, I guess. And it, like, is floating. Yeah, I really like this island. This island was fun to build. But we have this little, like, area down here. Now, actually, all these buildings are ruined, so we're not going to go over them. We have a meteorite strike for no reason. Let me just say that. But now we have Plethrolis, and actually, Plethrolis is very important to the lore, and that will come in later once I do my storyline explanation. But here is the other little building that always shows up every single season. It's a lot taller than I actually build it normally, but it's okay. Yeah, the only thing going for this town is super cool towers, I guess, and they aren't even that cool. Yeah, like, they are just staircases. Like, this is just a staircase going up to some beds. This is just a staircase going up to a library. Yeah. But down here is really cool. I like this place. It's a very serene area. I feel like when I was making it, I didn't really notice its serenity, but serene thing. But yeah, it's very nice. Anyway, now we go to the complete opposite. Oh wait, no. Wait, I did this village first. This was the 5th village I made. This village is known as Hiltralis. Yes. I'm a very creative name maker. Yeah, no. But it had a windmill, and God, this windmill looked awful. This thing doesn't even deserve a tour. Actually, I don't even think there's anything going for it. That's not even centered. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, whatever the heck happened here is awful. What is this? A shulker box? I'm not even gonna ask questions. But yeah, I actually really do like this area. Like, unironically, I think it's pretty because it leads in to the mountains. But we aren't going over the mountains yet. Also, you may have saw that giant college, or the giant stone building next to Florenda. That's the college. I remembered that it got destroyed, so we aren't going over it because it is pretty much completely destroyed. Anyway, here we have Marshera, but right next to Marshera, we have a little bit of lore from something called the Plethralis Palace. This is Plethralis Palace, and it's ugly. So, yeah, it is hideous. Like, actually, this place is hideous. But yeah. I'm not really gonna go over much just because it doesn't deserve such, like, privileges, but it's okay. But we do have the swamp, and it looks like this in this texture pack, they turned the swamp actually pretty, so that's nice. This is Marshera. Marshera. And actually, the way you get through the village is you go through people's homes, which is awful, like awful design, but it's okay. There's that little rift there, and I'm not gonna touch that because I'm scared of where it will take me, and I'm scared if I won't be able to get it back, but it's okay. But yeah, we have some stuff there, and then we have the castle here. Now, this castle is actually super cool. I wish I did more with this town sometimes. Like, Marshare is actually unironically my... What the heck? Is unironically my favorite village, like, in the entire thing. Other than, well, actually, excluding Tortean, but it's okay. And that's Marshera. Simple village. I really do like the village. We have this large bridge. This bridge is my favorite bridge on the entire island, or on the entire map. So yeah. I don't know why though. So yeah. But now we head into our next place, which I think this is Carondo. I think that's what this village is called. Now you may have noticed it is deep within these woods. Yeah, here's the castle. It was underground. Very sick. Nothing going for it, though. What the heck? There's a wandering trader. What the heck's happening? I got mad lazy. Okay. This wasn't even a big build. Half my builds are literally quadruple the size of these towns. I'm not going over every single building in this freaking village. This village is stinky. Hold on. There's not even a bed in this house. Oh, actually, I think this was one house. I think that was the library. Oh, shoot. Sorry. But yeah, we have a little home right there. Some of the homes peek out from the trees. And now we head over to the next town. And I don't know what this town is called. Maybe this one's Carondo. Now, this town actually has a lot more thought and effort put into it, which means I also really don't want to go over every single house. But yeah. What the heck? Alright. Thought and effort could be cut short. But I do actually think this castle is fun. It's different from how I was building the other ones. You may have noticed it kind of like has a weird like thing right there, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I did anyway. Next town is the beautiful, the wonderful Thermamelar. Thermamelar is within the taiga forest, and the taiga is green for some reason. Oh, that's actually pretty. Yeah, not gonna go over every single house. They're all very similar. This is kind of what the general gist of the house is. Also, all the villages kind of have like a specific roof style, and you may have noticed that. But yeah. We kind of have this bridge, and also you may have realized this is a strangely flat piece of land. Well, this is where the castle is, because what you got to do is oh crap, do this. Hold up. Yeah, there we go. And then you can flick that again to close up the to close up the door. And you have a little museum. We have the forest, we have the plains, and you can go into the desert, which then leads into the water. Or you can go into the jungle. Wait, no, into the forest, which leads into the end. Now, the end is not canon in my story. And then you can go up to the mountains, and then go into the mushroom fields, which is also not canon to my story. That actually, the use of the mycelium is actually part of something way different, called the decay. But we are not going to go over that yet, because Chapter 2 is is when the decay becomes very important, and it's part of something called the Last Reality. Once again, very much Fortnite inspired, but we won't talk about it. And now we're off to our final 1, 2, 3, 4 villages. Our first... What is happening over there? No, why is it... it's okay. I'm not going to touch this anyway. Jack and the Beanstalk. This is called Nexus. Actually, the main character in my story is named Nexus, so I don't know why this is called Nexus, but who cares? It's a cloud village, and it's pretty. And also really, really boring. They gain water from rain, and apparently also some snow. So I don't know why that's happening, but it's okay. Oh, wait, it's because it snows up here. Oh, that makes more sense. And then we have another little piece of land. This was actually part of the mine that was crushed by that house over there. But we also have another mine over here, and this mine's really cool. I like this mine. This is mine. Can you go? Hold on. Nope. But you can go up. Oh, that's cool. Oh my Lanta. I've always been good at making terrain. Not gonna toot my own horn, but yeah. Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, this was called Tortean Palace, and it is really not good. So yeah, it's kind of like a refuge point, because there was something in my story, and I don't really remember what it was, but there was something in my story that kind of made them make this a refuge point, but then it ended up low-key being destroyed. Oh, yeah! And then they could escape through the back. Oh, yeah, let's go. That's awesome. Crazy well-made design choices here. And upstairs. Wow. That's cool. Certainly ugly, though. I guess it's not that bad, actually. We have this thing. Yeah, thing. That's cool. Going down, we have Singularity, which is cool because that's the name of Nexus's mom. But yeah, that's the castle. Here's the town. This was chopped. Let me just say, this is a chopped place. But yeah, it's okay. And actually, in the Season 2 map, I do remember, this house was actually rebuilt in Chapter 2, but in a more modern way. So yeah. Oh, gosh, this place is pretty, not gonna lie. But, anyway, without further ado, now we shall head to the second to final village, which is on the opposite side of one village. So yeah. This next village is called Retorando, and it is spelt in a really weird way that makes it sound bad. So I'm not gonna show how it's spelt, but Retorando, you can probably figure that out. Anyway, it's a kind of like a Nordic themed village. As you can see, you kind of have the towers. But here we have the castle at the front of the village, and this castle, instead of going up into an attic, it actually goes down into the ground, similar to that other village. And it goes down once more into this, which is a very simple way of making an ugly... Actually, no. Actually, I do like the look of this build. I'm not gonna lie. I do like it. But yeah. Anyway, without further ado, I do believe we should go to the last village. There is a volcano on this mountain. I forgot that there was a volcano here. Now, luckily for us, the volcano is... Wow, why is... The desert really looks gross. Now this village is actually located within... What the heck is it? Why is... Huh? What the... Oh my Lanta, they have some torture methods. Oh no, we are leaving this. That's not even torture, that's just killing people. Okay, yeah, let's just hop over to this village. This village is called Pharaoh. Now, you may be wondering, where could it be? It's not that, and oh golly, oh gee, it's not even that desert temple. It's these pyramids. Yeah, there's pyramids. And, we have a maze pyramid for the castle that you can just cheat on, but it's okay. Yeah, this was the final village I made. It was not very good. It's raining in the desert. Yeah. Yeah, there's some things that could have been changed. We also have this nice little, like, lagoon thing here. Very nice. Anyway, believe it or not, that will be the end of this very long video. This will be the longest video of the bunch. That might be a lie, but it will likely be the longest video of the bunch. Anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and goodbye.